about it.
Disagree. No.
There we go. Hello, everybody. I am live. I have no life as usual.
Because you're Australian.
No. Now, what was I up to? That's Mario Kaiba. Ignore him. He's hiding from the IRS.
What do you expect? They took most of my body.
That make me turn you in. I think Luigi would help with that.
I'm from the IRS. And I've come. Sorry.
Slam.
VeggieTales silly song was great.
There's
If
only...
I actually knew how to do the animation stuff, I'd probably do one with our avatars doing that routine.
The IRS can do nothing to me.
That's what they want you to think.
The IRS
The Australian equivalent can. It's not the actual American IRS.
No. Fuck the ATO. They're worse than the IRS. You don't fuck with the ATO. I'm still laughing at when Krusty went broke. The IRS took over his chain of restaurants in The Simpsons. And you have IRS burger.
You'll get that burger in 14 weeks.
Yeah, like how Homer has to basically do a tax return just to get the food. Damn it. Now, if you're wondering why the game's muted, I'm just fast forwarding through the cinema mansion and it takes a while, so I'm fast forwarding because I'm lazy.
What else is new?
Hey, you're lazy Lucy.
I know. That's kind of my MO.
What? Does more effort being lazy than actually doing the things you was meant to do in the first place?
Yeah. I don't have a problem.
Yoshi's?
Yes, Yoshi's.
Diggy hole. Diggy hole.
I am a dolphin, I'm digging a hole. Diggy hole.
Did Kaiba just admit he's short?
No, I was singing a Yogscast classic.
Nope, I'm clipping that once the stream's on. He's gonna kill me, we all know it.
Kaiba, I'll let you.
But Paige, then you won't get hugs. Who will buy you poo sheets?
I have a wallet.
But you won't get the Hello Kitty plush.
Oh yeah, did you know Fall Guys is having a Pusheen event?
Oh no. Oh god damn it. Why do I feel like Paige?
Paige didn't know already.
Why do I feel like she's gonna blow a lot of money?
And silence is not pleasant.
Pokemon Yellow is peak Gen 1. Jolteon or bust. Lethal injection. No. Actually, I don't know what... I think my rival has a Yeah, my rival has a Jolteon. Thank you.
And my favorite original evolution's Vaporeon.
Alright, so... In Yellow, depending on how you do... If you beat him in the first battle, but don't do the optional battle with him, it's a Flareon. If you beat him both times, it's a Jolteon. And if you lose, then skip the other battle, it's a... Vaporeon.
Okay.
Basically, it checks how shit you are at the game. Wrong game. But how is everyone doing today? Also, I have a weirdo in my chat. He's apparently... That's in my VC, that is. I think he's addicted to maple syrup.
Ah, piss off, Ozzy.
Oi,
I think
oi,
he's
oi.
talking about me.
Nah.
No, he said maple syrup. He was referring to me.
I like maple syrup.
Make Kaiba drink nothing but tainted Canadian maple syrup. And by tainted, I mean you mix American maple syrup with it.
That's a sin.
Yes, and it'll be exclusively for you.
That's one I wouldn't commit.
Also, I hope someone's watching so they can mod my chat for me.
I'm watching.
Thank you, I just like having one person watching as a mod. I need to get the hell out of here. Mr. Mine! Mine. If you couldn't get Alakazam, Mr. Mime was a good option. Hell, if you had any psychic Pokemon in Gen 1, your team was basically unbeatable.
Yep.
I like how they wanted to balance the Dark type originally, because in the beta versions of Pokemon Gold and Silver, Dark is weak to normal. And they weren't weak to Bug. I think they switched it to Bug just to give Bug something to kill. The secret key. Let's see, that's Solar Beam. That's Blizzard.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll teach it in a Queen Blizzard. Okay, we're out of here. I'm having volume now. We're up to Blaine. He looks like a hippie in the freaking anime, and I'm never gonna get over that. I know why he looks like what he does. He looks like his original design pre-games coming out. Because the anime was in pre-production, technically, before the... So none of the episodes were made before the games came out, but there was basic storyboarding done just in case the games did success, which animation studios used to do in the 90s, whenever a game came out. That was a weird time. Now, I'm getting all these wrong so I can battle trainers. So who's watching?
I don't know who else is.
I know Alucard isn't. Oh, it's a Growlithe. Growlithe's a cute. Boomachu, use seizure procedure.
It's epileptic. Please don't watch. He'll die.
Booma. How come whenever I stream and I have to find a Pikachu, it takes fucking forever?
Because you're looking for a Pikachu.
Ramatsu. When my first stream, it took 2 hours to find a fucking Pikachu in the forest. I was so over leveled. I think I'm gonna try. I should be able to beat the league today. should. I know I'll at least get through Victory Road. And the last 2 gyms, but the Elite Four... Pikachu. Yay, the door is open! For some reason. Crap, I didn't share this out, did I, Brian?
Probably not.
Ah, who cares?
No, you did not.
I don't care. I stream for fun, not views. I mean, whenever I stream Paper Mario, I get views. Anything else, nothing. But I'm not going to change my streaming.
It's a SWTOR DLC.
Yeah, that, you remember when I streamed that? Well, my chat was insane. You just had people lurking. A lot of lurkers. Just wanting to look at the new DLC. That was the most popular YouTube video ever. I don't think I'll ever get that level of thing again for a while. Speaking of which, Paige, on Tuesday morning, I'm gonna do something really stupid.
What do you do?
Desert Bus Part 2. Because I don't work the day after, so you know what I can do. I haven't had a day off that's 2 days off in a row for a while. And I need that to be able to do it so I can just die the next day. Seizure. I like Ninetales. Raw doesn't work in Gen 1 in trainer battles. Really enough. And this game was not programmed well. Yeah, Yellow is still the most stable version of Gen 1 though. I mean, our Pokemon Red and Blue is based on the 3rd game. Japanese Blue, but they split it into 2 versions Pokemon-wise. Japanese Blue is a really weird game with the Pokemon selections. Fun to play though. Yes. I just want to get all the questions wrong. I have played Green, so what you do is you get a. This is the easiest way to play Green is you get a Pokemon Blue ROM, then put the Japanese patch. Which what it does is it changes all the sprites in the game and all the locations and everything and the dialogue to Japanese Green but in English. It even slightly tweaks the game's code so that it's just as buggy. Now in Yellow, they have improved Pokemon sprites. Sadly, only the front sprites are improved. The back sprites aren't. They're still regular sprites. And Kaiba knows why I hate the Virtual Console version of Pokemon Yellow.
Why? Because they did with Jinx?
No, it's not that they changed Jinx. They just made, did a whole new, what's texture? Would that be the right word?
Yeah, they made new texture, but it looks like they just tried to edit with MS Paint.
I get it. There's actual video, and there's proof that it's basically an MS Paint thing, because all they did was switch it from black to purple. If they actually, so, you know how Gen 1 and Gen 2 work on the same console, right? They use the same amount of RAM and everything? You could have taken a European Gen 2 Jinx sprite, which is purple, and ported it to Gen 1 Virtual Console. And that would have actually looked fine. There's an actual patch for the Virtual Console version that does that. But did they do that? No. I think Gen 2 jinxes. Could be wrong. Hey, technically I'm not wrong. This is just a generation out of date. It said Poliwag can evolve 3 times.
Well, that didn't come.
Now why do I feel like that'd be you as a teacher, Gen 1 teacher, Kaiba? Sir, but it can evolve 3 times. Look, this is a Polytoad from Judo. We only count counter Pokemon here, boy. That'd be you.
No, that wouldn't be me.
Yes, it would.
No, because I was about to frickin' say Politoed, so it would have been true years later.
Grandpa, they took your gun. Where would you live in Unova? Because you are a Yankee.
Watch your language, boy.
It's the British meaning of the term, meaning Yankee Doodle Dandy. It's not the North thing. I can make it the North thing.
Hello, U.S. Strategic Defense.
Pinky
Australia
Mon.
does not want to exist anymore.
Dr. Surfer King Sexy. Pinky Mon. Hi, how you going today? Oh, I am not. I'm not seeing you in a bit. Also, but where would you live in Unova?
Hard to tell.
I think I'd live in...
Definitely not Castelia City, though.
Oh, fuck that. No, that's just too busy. It's a city. What's the city that Roxy's the gym leader of, Alucard?
I do not remember.
Because that's where I'd want to live. I just cannot remember the name of it. If you do know the name of that city, if you in chat, please tell me, because I can't remember it to save my life. I'm looking it up, to be honest. I know it, but I haven't played Black and White 2 for about 5 years, so I cannot remember it to save my life. Roxy... Pokemon. Verbank. Is that the Japanese name of the city?
Nope. I think the name is the same in every country.
Nah, sometimes they change city names. Usually it's if they've named something, you know. So, for instance, in Gen 2, they named the badge something that the Japanese used the badge later, and they had to change the name.
Heck, personally, I wouldn't live in Unova.
Yeah, you'd live in a hole.
No, I'd actually want to live in frickin' Kalos.
Tachiwaki City.
Joke. You can do a French joke, but I'd rather live in Kalos.
I knew you Americans are actually French people with very bad accents. I knew it!
What's that a bit? What is he talking about?
I was saying the French are the reason America exists. And that the South were really just Frenchmen in disguise. I can't understand you. All I understood was cheese, white flag, surrender, Britain. I like it. This is how my chat, my channel works. I put crap on everything. including my own country. Okay. Kaiba, tell the chat how when I talk, how it sounds to you.
Kangaroo, Fostas, Veer, Cassowary. Intravanvari.
Does that mean that... Does that mean Bobby's a futa?
Also hear Wallaby right there.
Oh, Alaka. Why are you so low all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Your headset's weird, man. It randomly gets loud and...
I need a new one.
Britain. Ooh. I am lost. Super nerd. Okay, is this based on me or Ellicott?
By the looks of it, not Alucard.
Oh, they got a doggo. Woof woof bark. Bark woof. Woof. So, I always defeat all the gym trainers. 1. Stat experience. 2. Money. 3. XP.
You mainly did for XP.
Well, you know, stat, like, because in Gen 1, you know how EVs worked. You could max out all your stats. We just do. So what is everyone up to? I'm playing this. Alucard is probably zoning out about Digimon.
No, actually hopping on the Pixelmon server to check out these
Ooh, Pixelmon.
other mods that the server owner added.
Blaine! Also, Blaine's gym is insane in the anime.
Understatement.
Do you know in my opinion, the most underrated trainer in Pokemon, the anime, is Paul's brother.
All had a brother?
Yes, Reggie. Dude. He taught Ash's Staravia Brave Bird.
Oh, right.
He beat all the gym leaders from Kanto to Sinnoh, but the thing is, he has the Earth badge, and he got it before Ash did, which means he beat Giovanni. Even beating Giovanni when he's going easy on you was impressive. Also, you know there's more than 8 gyms in the anime in Kanto? My answer to that is that's a good thing, because that means I don't have to go to the one gym I don't want to go near. Saffron City's gym. Ooh, hi Reborn, how are we doing today? And you can comment. A bit more free time. Yeah, anime Sabrina was terrifying. And nothing will ever change that. The Sabrina arc of Season 1 was something out of a horror movie. I mean, she turned Ash, Brock, and Misty into dolls and put them in her dollhouse. How is this in Pokemon? Sometimes I miss Gen 1. I miss the Orange Island and Kanto Pokemon seasons because the show was a lot darker back then. like, it was still a kids-friendly anime, but when Pokemon got big, Nintendo told the animation studio to make... Yes, Blaine. Yeah. They told the animation studio to make... So, you know, Show Pro to make the anime more kid-friendly for a Western audience. Because Nintendo wanted more money. He's drunk and the music's the highest possible. Sounds like my dad. Fly, bird, fly! Now! Now! I saw a bird. It was pretty. Kick its ass. I love Viridian. The Viridian Gym. Let's go kill people. Spin, spin, twirling, whirling round. Blaine is evil. I mean, in the... I do like in the manga, because the Mew genome wasn't... You know, the fossil they extracted wasn't 100% complete. Kaiba, do you know this?
Probably not.
In the manga, the genome for the Mew fossil they got for Mew didn't give them 100% of the genome, so Blaine used his DNA and mixed it with the Mew DNA to make Mewtwo. Which is why Blaine in the manga can sense when Mewtwo is around, because he has a psychic connection through his DNA. Yeah, in the manga, Lieutenant Surge, Blaine, Koga, and Sabrina were all members of the... That was in the manga, wasn't it? Yeah, the manga. They're all members of Team Rocket.
Well, Blaine, an ex-member.
Yeah, he quit after the Mewtwo project.
And took Mewtwo to keep him from getting put into Giovanni's hands.
And when Giovanni got the Master Ball, Blaine stole the Master Ball and ran. Yeah, I would recommend reading the Pokemon Adventures manga, because I have to stress Adventures, because that's what we're talking about. There's the Adventures manga, there's the anime-based one, and there's the original early one with Clefairy as the main starter Pokemon. Yeah. The Clefairy one's a gag manga. The anime one is just verbatim the anime, but it's a bit darker because they can do stuff in paper form they can't do animation-wise. And then there's the Adventures one, which is really good. Machoke. Speaking of which, I need to buy all the... I'm missing the Universe set for the manga. For the Adventures series. People are complaining in the Adventures manga that Red beats Cynthia. It's fucking Red. I mean, yeah... Kaiba, you're a Cynthia fanboy, but be honest, who would win if they battled?
Red, because he's bullshit strong.
It's Red. Red in the manga is basically the best trainer ever and no one beats him. Gold got close, but they never actually say who wins. So in the manga, it's left a mystery.
Think of that more of a freaking similar to the Yu-Gi-Oh anime Jaden and Yugi duel.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, but we all know in our heart that it was Yugi who won.
I could have won. Therefore, I am the winner.
He did win.
Yes, I did win. I mean, of course I won.
So, yeah, if you go by that kind of freaking gut feeling, it had to have been Red.
Because Red is just... Red is overpowered. Like, for instance, in the manga, Red loses 3 Pokemon to Cynthia. Cynthia, it's still impressive she knocked out 3 of his Pokemon at all. But it's just... Red is the protagonist, and he's the most legendary trainer in all of Pokemon. Red is the reason, so you know, in the manga, you know, each region is set after the first manga series in the manga. And Red and Blue are the reason that the professors give out Pokédexes now. Oak was so impressed with them, he told the other professors about it, and they started handing out Pokédexes to new trainers. Kaiba, what would you do if you were an evil team leader in that universe? Like post Gen 1 and you just see Red walk into your main base.
Everybody disband.
Well, we give up. Call the police. Why? It's just one kid.
It's Red.
We're all going to die. Basically the Popo line.
Yeah.
I have done Pokemon with Red's actual manga team, and it's fun because he starts with a. I did have to use, you know, the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to change the starter, and I also had to mod the game slightly so that you can catch starters. So you know, like the Super Blue editions you can find, fan hacks. Then all they do is you can catch Pokemon. Like, you can catch all Pokemon, including starters.
I don't think the best fan frickin' hack was Team Rocket Red.
That's one Team Rocket Edition is a good one. I also like Pokemon Crystal Clear. So, that one, you can start in any town or city in Johto, and you can do the badges in any order you want, and they ascend in difficulty. And you don't just have the starters, you have the starters and then a bunch of other Pokemon to pick from. For instance, I started with a Magikarp. Oh god, why did I start with a Magikarp?
Because you love Magikarp.
Oh, you know, that thing was a bitch. The first 3 gyms are hell. And my answer was, I'm not battling Whitney. Which of the 3 gym leaders that are the most feared in Pokemon? That's difficulty wise. Whitney? Brock, if you pick the fire starter. Because if you pick the fire starter with Gen 1 and you're fighting Brock, he is hard. If you pick anything else, he dies in 2 hits, but if you pick Charmander...
I know, especially since you can't really catch water Pokemon early in the game.
Do you know that's why when they made Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, you can catch Mankeys on route, you know, the route going to the Pokemon League before Brock? They added Mankeys there just to make it so people who pick Charmander could actually easily beat Brock, and they also gave Charmander Metaclaw when it hits level 14. Basically to make...
Also, there's Nidoran.
But, Nidorans were always there, but they didn't learn Double Kick to a certain level.
Which meant you had to grind.
But if you have a Mankey, it already knows the fighting move. Low Kick, and all Brock's Pokemon are heavy, which means Low Kick will do... good.
Double damage.
Yep. But you know, I caught him... So the first time I did Pokemon Blue, first Pokemon game I ever played, my brother just said, oh, you start with Charmander. Catch Academy and evolve it into a Butterfree, you'll thank me later. That was his one piece of advice when I started the game. He was not wrong. Doing that
Yeah, why Butterfree made a difference.
Butterfree was the reason I won. Charmander could knock out Geodude, but was not going to knock out Onix. Oh, dude.
It's powder moves.
Oh, just confusion. Because, you know, Onix has terrible special defense. Confusion. Bam! 2 hits, it's down.
That's what True had me get. Because I was like, I want Charmander.
Get,
Are you sure you want Charmander?
get a Butterfree.
He was like, yeah, I want Charmander. I want the fire lizard.
The reason why I always pick the fire type so I can say I'm a fire starter.
My siblings and I do a cycle, so for my first ones, we cycle through the 3 starters. So I finally got back to the fire starter again with. So in Gen 2 I get Totodile. Gen 3 I got Mudkip. Gen 4 I got the monkey.
Like, there's only 2 Pokemon games where I didn't pick the fire type starter.
Mega
Ruby, because I had a Torchic in my freaking box that I've had since Heart Gold.
Gen 6 I got Chespin.
Yeah, definitely had to choose Finnegan. I got one in my freaking box that I named What Do I Say?
I knew you were a furry.
What does the box say?
You all know the starter I'm picking for the next gen, right?
Yes, it's the cute one.
It's the grass pad.
I don't really care which one I get. But I don't want to know what their final evolution's like, so don't spoil that for me, because I'm fine. I like keeping the mystery, because that way it doesn't influence my decision. But this is why my family and I used to just cycle through them. But my brother would do, originally he'd do Pokemon games a ton of the time, so if we wanted another starter, he would just trade us one. Giovanni wants to battle. Is he Sicilian is my question.
I think he's more or less Italian than Sicilian.
He could be both. Also, do you know why Giovanni uses ground type in the manga?
Because they're the weakest?
Yep. He wants to use the weakest type to show that he's better than everybody. That is such a dick move.
Use the weakest post.
He uses the weakest type to prove his superiority.
Ground is the weakest type.
It has it's weak to ground, grass, water in Gen 1. It has 3 type weaknesses. And ice.
So weak against flying?
Oh, ice. Water, grass, ground, ice.
Yeah, but I thought it was also weak against flying types.
No, it's not. It's not weak to flying type moves.
It's immune to flying types. No.
Yep, so that's true.
Opposite.
No. Yeah, look, here's a Nidoqueen. It's ground poison, right? I'm gonna use fly on it. Neutral damage.
Okay, I'm looking at a freaking Gen 1 weakness thing.
I just used fly on the damn thing and it did neutral damage. I think that proves it, because this is the game. I think poison was weak to poison.
Okay.
What was I right?
I'm looking. Ground weaknesses.
Water. Grass.
Now that's showing that that flying types are immune to ground moves in Generation 1. Okay. Let me try to look at flying. Double damage against bug, rock. That was neutral in Gen 1.
Told you.
So you were right about that.
I know it was neutral in Gen 1. I've played enough Gen 1 to know that.
Which it was supposed to have been, like, stronger back then, but they forgot to do that, and, like, they made it so sidekick moves would easily kill ghost types because they never added the immunity.
Gen 1 had a lot of problems. Hey, look, it's a write-up.
Flying used to be strong against ground.
Oh, it's never been strong against ground. It's just neutral because if you... It's strong in a way, it's just it doesn't do extra damage, it's just the ground type move's gonna do nothing to a flying type. So if you send a flying Pokemon out against the ground type's kinda screwed. Damn level spike. This battle wasn't that hard, it was just annoying. Giovanni!
Yeah, I decided to take Nidoqueen with me.
Yeah, I think it suffered from a Mandela effect.
Hey, so a lot of people forget that Steel type's effective against Ice.
Now that one I didn't forget.
No, I've met a lot of people who forget that.
Strong, Ice, and Fairy are the 3 type Steel the most useful against.
And Dark.
Yeah. According to this frickin' chart, it's only 1x damage against Dark.
No, Dark doesn't do much damage to Steel. If you have a Steel type. Because you don't have to, if your Pokemon's attack is neutral and your opponent doesn't do as much damage as neutral, then it's your advantage.
Steel is frickin' basically 1x according to the chart.
No, I'm talking about Dark. If you have a Dark attack, hits Steel.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
It should be not very effective.
Nope. Dark and Steel are neutral against each other.
Half effective to Generations 2 to 5. Half effective to Steel. Gen 6 onwards. Neutral. Keep forgetting they change crap, don't they? Yeah, so from Gen 2 to 5 it was half effective. No, it wasn't crazy. I am sick of them changing crap because then when you go to play the new games, you wonder why the crap in the old gen doesn't work anymore.
I don't think they changed the type charting since 6.
Yeah. Gen 6 is when they majorly changed the chart, like Steel's against Dark and a lot of other things.
See that when they finally add a new type.
Yeah.
I swear, some of the music in Stardew Valley is the same as Minecraft's music.
I miss the old Minecraft music. There, I said it. I don't like new Minecraft. I like beta Minecraft music.
Is it like jazzy music? But
It was more serene. Kaiba probably remembers what I mean.
To an extent, I do.
Like, it was more mystical and more serene than... It made you feel the wonder of the world of Minecraft more. Instead of the generic type music we have now.
Yeah.
The seizure procedure.
I can't watch your stream at the moment.
Why?
Pikachu going nuts is giving me a headache.
I'm not skipping.
Huh?
I'm not skipping anymore.
I know, but still.
I only skipped for the Cinnabar Island stuff. Because I wanted to get the hell out of that mansion. Double Edge! It's just all the flashing battle animations. Thank you, Gen 1.
No.
I haven't pressed skip in about 30 minutes.
It doesn't matter. It's still giving me a fucking headache.
Is it just the graphics now?
It's just the bright light.
It's the battle animations.
Yes.
That's what I...
He's done procedure.
Ninetales lost to Nidoqueen. Well, let's see if Paige can...
Yeah.
What?
So if I ever get a Ninetales, I'm naming it Kurama. I'm like,
Me,
that
Karama.
works. Yeah.
What if it's female?
It still works.
No.
It just works.
Yes.
Go work for
Hey,
Bethesda.
you're taking Todd Howard. I'll be back. I gotta use the restroom.
Abra. Kodabra. Diggy diggy hole. Used Reflect. Very smart move, Kadabra, but there's a problem. I still do half damage. Paige, look, it's a Jolteon. Flame. Sorry for that. No, this is gonna hurt. Oh great, it's the I'm in danger. Quick attack, Ninetales. Come on. Yeah. Sire defeated green. Smell you later. Fly, birdie, fly! Okay, we've beaten the 2 gym leaders. And now all we do is we go through the Cave of Hell.
Cave of Wonders.
No, that's in a different region. Academy? Academy stream a DJ money. never gonna get sick of me doing that, are you?
Meh.
What's my Pikachu think? Aw, Pikachu happy. Chubby Chew!
Pikachu, blink twice if you need help.
Let's see Pikachu fine. Why would Pikachu need help?
Cuddle it just like the Yoshis.
I have a Pikachu plush that I've had since I was 3. It is fine. It's not my fault it doesn't have... The whites in its eyes are gone. They've been rubbed off by hugs. What? You're acting like I'm some evil hugging machine.
Loop the blue Yoshi's doing?
Out of box, pretzel. Unbox self from hug. What? Yeah, she's just contemplating getting out of the box or not. What's wrong? You're acting like the Yoshi's being held hostage. What? Now ask the Yoshi if Yoshi needs help.
Yoshi, blink twice if you need help.
Fruit? See, Yoshi answers with fruit. And fruit means safe. Right? We've got all the badges. So we're going to Victory Road. You got the Earth badge. Yay! Strength. You can be a breeding slave.
God help us.
The Napa voice. Hey, potato. Hey, potato. Potato. I'm playing Pokemon. Oh, not a Zubat, I don't like you.
What?
Zubat.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
What song did you guys sing when you were in school from R. Kelly? Do you remember?
Raising the flag.
Ooh, TM. We have to face some cool trainers. Give them the thunderbolt. Yeah, it's still fun to say.
every time Pikachu uses his attack.
Pikachu, every time Pikachu uses Thunderbird, a kid somewhere gets seizures.
And injustice.
What?
The banned episode. It wasn't Porygon's fault.
But, you know, Porygon got banned because everyone knew it as the Porygon episode.
Porygon's fault. It was Pikachu's fault.
Up here, Porygon was getting too popular, Pikachu had to sabotage. Sure. It was so bad, Pokemon, the anime almost got cancelled.
But then they're like, we'll just get rid of this episode.
No, it changed animation production standards in Japan, so that style of animation special effect that was used when Pikachu used Thunderbolt on Porygon, that effect is banned. And it's also why some movies that are released in Japan have to have some of their lighting special effects toned down for Japanese release. The Porygon episode really shook up the animation industry.
And it did.
Yeah, so that animation technique was used in hundreds of anime, even Gundam and Sailor Moon, to be honest. It's just, in that one instance, it screwed up a lot of people, so they banned it.
A lot of children went to the hospital.
Yeah, and after the episode aired, the news showed a clip of the clip that caused the seizures, and then more kids got seizures.
Yeah. That was dumb. I'm pretty sure you could have described.
But that wasn't good.
Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't have to show it. They could have just... I don't know. Described it.
Like, it's even in video games, so, for instance, you know, some video games have, like, bright effects that just randomly happen. If they're released in Japan, that has to be toned down. For instance, what's a game I can think of that did it? Trying to think really modern, not because I can think of games from about 15 years ago that did it. For instance, BioShock 1 had to have some of its lighting effects toned down for Japan because of it.
Yeah. Trust me, I can play that game. It's one of two things. Either I can play that game for hours, or at most like 30 minutes. Because afterwards I get a headache. And I don't like my headaches, because my headaches turn into migraines.
And it's also one of the reasons why, you know, with the 3DS,
Yeah.
it's one of the reasons, it's not the reason, but it's one of the reasons Nintendo wanted to put a slider on the 3DS to turn the damn thing off. To turn the 3D off.
They can't even play the 3D most of the time.
No, it's why they put the slider there at all. It was just because part of the reason was they didn't want a lawsuit.
Well, I remember the...
Also,
Yeah, no, that happened. I do remember, like, in the first, like, renditions of it. Of the... Fuck, what's it called? The 3DS. They didn't have that.
the
And then
prototypes.
people, like, Yeah, and then people are like, most people can't play on 3D long term.
Well, so the 3D effect didn't really work for me. I'm blind in one eye without glasses.
Yeah.
I am legally blind in my right eye if I have no glasses on. Funsies!
Goat, can you please produce what I need? You know,
So now Polygon is relegated to background appearances only. Like when they do the movie intros.
okay, so y'all have nothing for me.
Okay,
My animals produced nothing for me.
why did the Safari Zone episode get banned?
A gun.
No, it's not because of a gun. Because remember they had an episode earlier where Team Rocket had guns and Officer Jenny had guns. It's how the character who has a gun uses the gun.
Threatens that with it. And then later on, James gets to hold dude hostage.
Yeah, he cocks the gun right in front of Ash's head with bullets in it. And he's not a law. He's not an officer of the law. Or someone who is, you know, comically evil. Because if it's comedically evil, it falls onto, you know, Looney Tunes kind of thing. Because, you know, of course they have a gun, they're evil. Sort of logic. But when it's a more nuanced character, what's the FCC do? Hell no. And 4Kids skipped the episode because I think it was Eric Stewart. It was one of the voice casts that said they could have edited the episode, but it wouldn't be like pointing fingers from Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's, you know, a 5-second scene. That the gun is incredibly prominent. You couldn't just paint it out for a scene. The episode would just be so damn weird without the gun. So they skipped it. They wanted to do... They were planning to do an uncut dub of that episode, but... So... With Pokemon, 4Kids around 2004 were thinking about doing an uncut dub, but they lost the rights to Pokemon before they did the uncut... Before they started doing the dub.
Yeah, and then I started doing the uncuts of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's when I started getting in trouble over the frickin' breach of trust.
I think only 20 episodes are dubbed in the uncut Yu-Gi-Oh! And from what I've heard of it, it's real. Because you can find it around on the internet, and it's actually really good. Because it's basically the dream dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! 4Kids actors with perfect translations. What's not to like? Attention, duelists! Why does that sound so accurate?
Because you're good at that voice.
Attention.
You're even better at Pegasus.
Yes, and how did I beat Kaiba's
Yeah.
I just answer this. Would Pegasus do that?
Probably.
I'm still laughing at the Explodia line. When Kaiba's stepfather uses Exodia, what happens to Kaiba?
Non-flashbacks.
Explodia!
And then freaking explosion. Still having his flashbacks. That's the reason he goes, Explodia! No one summoned Explodia before!
That's why I've added the one card you fear into the deck, Seto. What? Exodia. Why do I feel like Kaiba would lose to the would lose to the rare hunter in a bridge just because he goes into a flashback the whole door. I summon Exodia in defense mode. Kaiba.
To be fair, the... Exodia! No one's summoned Exodia before!
He just goes and... Poor Kaiba.
Yeah, but as I was trying to say, dude, that was back when Little Crevo could actually write that stuff and make me laugh all the time. Now, when he finally gets to a new dub of a new abridged episode, it's just not the same.
Well, he's burnt out for one.
Yeah, you can freaking feel it.
And also he can't do all the stuff he used to do because of how YouTube is now.
Not to mention his own health problems.
Oh, YouTube, you used to be able to say whatever the hell you want. Now, you say anything that is slightly east, YouTube destroys your channel.
Yep.
I miss old YouTube. Paige, you created content back in the days of old YouTube.
Yeah.
So did I.
Back when you could do whatever you want and you can only upload 10 minutes at a time.
Now doing 10 minutes is a freaking minimum you should be doing if you want paid.
No, so what's sad is like, you know, how the AMV scene in the beginning was pretty good, and then the copyright things started happening. Yeah, I was forced to sit through Happy Tree Friends explaining what's copywritten and what's not and what's fair use, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't like Happy Tree Friends. It traumatizes me.
That show was great because of how insane it is.
I just couldn't get into it.
But my horror society said that that's the inside of his brain.
I'm sorry, but it seemed more like they were trying to do their own version of Itchy and Scratchy.
My sister has you know, the yellow bunny? She has a hat pin of that bunny that says resistance is futile.
My best friend's mom said anime was evil, but Happy Tree Friends was fine.
But that's because it's a Western cartoon. Good.
They talk about demons. The Japanese version of demon is a little different than,
Western.
Hey, don't throw the Western, just say Christian. Bad Americans thinking Christian is what. Funny thing is, Christianity is an Eastern religion. Funny. Goddamn Christians are. I hate moral outrage. Well, moral outrage is a new thing now. It's existed since year dot. They just move the goalpost to what they're yelling about. It used to be witches. Then they moved to something. In the 20s, it was radio. In the 30s, it was how easy anyone could make a newspaper. In the 40s, it was this new thing called television. It just got invented and they were afraid of how it could corrupt the youth. 50s, still television. 60s, color television. Yeah, in the 60s, color television. Color in the 60s, the color TV was considered evil because you shouldn't be watching things in color on such a small screen.
You know how people are getting places for, like, especially, like, the Bible Belt for burning books. AKA J.K. Rowling, because it talks about witches. And I was like, yeah, but it wasn't a couple months ago people burning her books because she was transphobic?
People find in the let's see, what was the moral outrage in the 70s? Oh, that's easy. Action cartoons.
That was more the moral outrage in the 80s.
No, in the 80s it was action cartoons and anime. Because in the 70s it was just, that was when action cartoons started. And that's when there was
they didn't really pick up until the 80s when they decided, hey, let's make it so we can use it to sell toys easier.
But they started yelling about it back then, and in the 80s they were still yelling about action cartoons. And then in around 83, anime started. Americans started yelling about anime. That's what the American never was pissed at. Go back and watch interviews with moral Christian people back then.
Oh, you know something funny, speaking about the Harry Potter subject page? I was actually open about reading those books in high school. There's this freaking girl that was telling me I was going to hell because I read those.
Oh, you don't go...
I kid you not.
You don't go to hell because you read a book.
You know what I freaking told that girl? I told her, believe it or not, the Pope actually freaking supports those books.
Yeah, because they promote child reading.
Exactly.
There
Like,
is
if the Pope don't have a problem with them, then how am I going to hell? That girl just shut up and gave me a stink eye.
By the way, there is a sect of Christianity that is Christian mysticism. It's literally like, take Christianity and add witchcraft to it, and there you go. Done.
Christianity has a lot of problems.
That I know. I'm not gonna...
I mean, I like the anime Puritan thing is a new... Go back to 80s and have a look at what they used to do to anime. But what they do now is quaint. Hell, that's why Team 4 Star with the cargo robots! Because in 80s and early 90s anime, they turned every enemy who died into a robot. Kaiba should remember that.
Yep.
For instance, Voltron is a very good example of it. Robotech. Also, Robotech is just a freaking weird amalgamation of 3 different animes. It's so weird.
Like,
Oh my god, you know what the dumbest thing ever when it came to freaking Americanized anime back then?
Peter McCollum, the guy who played Optimus Prime, was in everything?
No.
Well, he was.
The freaking Voltron crossover between both versions of Voltron. It was just freaking edited, old episodes of both edited together.
So sort of like the Digimon movie.
Sort of, yes, but this was like freaking made it so, even though they weren't on screen with each other, made it look like they were interacting.
So basically it looked like a bad mid-2000s YouTube video.
Well, the editing was pretty good because it was convincing, but it's the fact that
they did
behind
it.
the scenes it was not a real thing, it was just something that Americans edited together, which pisses off a lot of anime enthusiasts.
Unlike, so we wanted about 4Kids, but 4Kids, when they wanted new animation done, would commission the, like when they made their own season of Yu-Gi-Oh!, when they wanted, some of the Pokemon specials were made because 4Kids requested it, and bankrolled it. If 4Kids wanted new footage and stuff, they'd pay for it. That was what I liked about 4Kids. They go, like for instance, you know, the second last Johto, the third Johto opening. That one was, that wasn't Japanese footage. That was commissioned by 4Kids for 4Kids. That was something I liked about 4Kids was they wouldn't they'd edit footage, but they wouldn't change footage to a degree where they tried to convince you that it's something else entirely. Well,
But you get me what they did with that frickin' crossover of the Voltron series, right?
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing of splice a bunch of crap together like the Digimon movie or Robotech as a whole. And the Robotech splice is actually, you can't tell, unless you know it's 3 different animes, you can't tell. But the fact that they did it. Also, in Harmony Gold dubbed Dragon Ball. Downloaded a copy. I think I showed you that.
Yeah.
It's weird hearing Rita Repulsa voice to Goku. The Tao voice actor isn't bad. He's the best one in the whole movie. Well, like the voice wise, his suits Tao. But most of them are just weird. But it's just I hate watching anime from the 80s if it's an American dub. All the anime I watch that are from the 80s are incredibly rare Australian dubs, back when Australia had a dubbing studio. Which...
We had a dubbing studio once.
Our dubbing studio went broke because its dubs were accurate and it used original music. I cannot remember the name of the studio off my head. Last dub they did was Crush Gear. But the reason they went broke was that they tried to dub an anime. Funimation, Bang Zoom, or Ocean would double the money to the Japanese company for the rights to dub it. So the studio went broke because it couldn't dub anymore. It couldn't get any properties. Because the 3 players in America just went, and I'm talking about North America, they just went yoink! And anything else that was left over went to studios like Central Park Dubbing, who could afford to do like one big purchase. Do you want to know what the Australian dubbing studio started to eventually do? It just started doing Japanese. It just started doing live action foreign films. And that's all it does to this day. Because they can't do anime anymore. It's sad when the most accurate dubbing studio goes down the toilet because the other studios have more money to bankroll. Sad. Because it's just anime didn't get mainstream in America till I'd say 2005. Around that era. So, you know, the start of the Ocean dub decline, so Ocean's decline and Funimation's rise. Paige?
Yeah.
Would you say I'm accurate? That's when anime started to get mainstream in the US? Around 2005?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really mainstream.
Well, I'm saying starting to, where it started to be more well known and like common knowledge. Because there's starting to be mainstream, then there is mainstream. I think it got mainstream as a whole in around 2010. But you were transitioning to it in the mid-2000s.
Yeah, because that's when Funimation freaking got all those properties to dub, and one of their biggest freaking syndications to show it through was Adult Swim.
Yeah, and that's the thing when...
That was for like the non-mainstreams like Dragon, like Full Metal and stuff, because that stuff wasn't mainstream until Brotherhood.
Now that's the thing that is weird to me, because, well, you guys know how anime was in Australia. It was just normal. Because it hit... Anime in Australia hit mainstream back in the 60s. And it's been that way since, so... My dad, when he was a kid, when anime got mainstream in Australia. So to me, it's just always been... it's just been normal. And do you want to know why anime got mainstream in Australia? Because...
You're closer.
No. One Australian television studio was too cheap to make their own TV shows and just imported Japanese ones with subtitles. That's it. They were too cheap to make their own cartoons. Just went, yeah, we'll take those Japanese ones. How much are subtitles? Well, 500 an episode. Okay. Free basically extremely cheap syndicated TV. Then they started dubbing it in the 70s. Well, heavily dubbing it. They dubbed some of them in the 60s. Like Kimber the White Lion. And Astro Boy. Good. Oh, here's a challenge. Find the Australian dub of the 60s Astro Boy. That's a challenge. I've never even heard one episode of it. I've never found one episode of it. I know it exists though. And...
Oh, I watched a documentary earlier. I'm sure you probably saw a tweet. When it comes to lost media.
Are you talking about the Sesame Street episode?
Yeah, they had the frickin' Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah, that was lost forever and they found it like a month or two ago.
That's when they frickin' stopped doing DCMAs over it. Like, I watched the frickin' footage of the segments with her in it, and that would have definitely scared a child back in the 70s.
Well, the Wicked Witch was frickin' terrifying if you're like a 3-year-old. I remember seeing Wizard of Oz when I was 3 and I found it scary.
My thing is, compared to her appearance in Wizard of Oz, she was tame.
But still too scary for little kids at the time. Because
I know, and by truth, the fact that they had is that actually hurt frickin' Margaret Hamilton because she used to be a kindergarten teacher.
Yep.
And she agreed to go on Sesame Street as a Wicked Witch because she believed that education should also be entertaining. And she probably died thinking that her legacy was scaring children.
Which sucks.
Well, she died like 9 years after.
That's the thing I don't get with American entertainment for kids. It's not really educational and fun as a whole, while other countries like the UK and Australia, the cartoons are more fun, but they're also educational.
That was before they actually did educational cartoons in the US.
No, I'm just talking like...
In education, you would watch Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers.
And Mr. Rogers was never aired in Australia.
You guys are missing out.
Yeah, do you wanna know why?
Why?
The company that owned the rights to Mr. Rogers wanted $16,000 an episode. Stronger, the ABC, which is the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, said get fucked. Because that's a stupid amount of money for a kid's show. Because remember, this is way back in the 60s, $16,000 an episode.
Now, funny thing though is around the time I was starting to get all this controversy back then, Mr. Rogers actually had Megan Hamilton on his show.
I know
to
that.
help explain and stuff that witches were quote unquote not real.
No, but
Pretty much trying to restore her image as well as help children get over it.
but you get what I mean. 16. That's like that's a stupid amount of money when you calculate how many episodes there is, and then you put it in today's money.
That's a fuck ton.
Yeah. So the government went,
Okay,
yeah, you will take Sesame Street, but you can fuck off.
Hence why there was no Australians ever in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
So the Australian government going, you charge too much to live in your neighborhood.
More like you couldn't afford to live in a nice neighborhood.
Nah. You didn't get play school. Or Freaky. Paige, our kids will watch Freaky.
I got an answer for that one. No.
But, education.
Pay attention to your drink.
No.
8 of them?
No.
Yeah.
Playing games, streaming.
Oh, sorry.
It's okie doke. Oh, it's a Riggy! Hello, doggy. There's a doggo. Maybe you want to say hello to people? The bed is not food. The only word you understood of that was food, isn't it? Does Kaiba want to say hello to doggo?
Hello, Rigby.
Oh, it's just, I've noticed that Americans, parents as a whole, are incredibly reactionary to entertainment for children. Anything they don't understand is evil.
Well, there was actually freaking, like, letters sent to the Children's Television Workshop about the episode after it aired from parents of scared children. So they actually went further and did a test audience with it, and it was like mixed reactions.
Well, like for instance, a lot of BBC kids shows were banned in America in the 60s and 70s for being morally apprehensive, whatever the hell that means. America's censorship is weird, and people get up Australia's censorship, but at least ours makes logical sense. I mean, hell, America banned a cartoon made by a communist country just because it was communist without watching the cartoon at all.
Which one?
Oh, some Russian one, I cannot remember the name of it. But it was actually a really good cartoon, it's just they banned it just because the commies made it. Don't want to take the viewership from the wholesome American cartoons, do we, boys?
It was part of the fight against communism.
But you lost.
Well, we defeated the main opponent in it at least.
Nah, they just moved to China going, they think they won! Ho ho ho! We just moved headquarters. This will make America let down God so we can win. Not wrong.
Try not to talk politics, but you're not wrong.
America has this thing of where it wins, it walks off the field and stops trying, and then wonders why it loses in the long run. Just because you won doesn't mean it's over. Which is something that's very hard to get through some people's heads. I'm looking at you, Menzies! Sorry, I hate Menzies with a passion. Worst Prime Minister ever. Okay, let's get the items I need out of storage. Sorry for the fast forward, I'm just trying to move my party around. Let's get the rare candies out. Nuggets. Ethers. Elixirs. And Kaiba knows why I'm getting all the elixirs out.
Yeah.
I need my PP. Oh, we need the Master Ball from Mewtwo later. Max Revive. Full Restore, you'll do.
I can tell you something you're not gonna believe. The first time I ever caught a Mewtwo,
What?
I actually didn't use a Master Ball.
Well, you can't catch it without a Master Ball. It's just stupidly
No,
hard.
I actually did it with a freaking Ultra Ball.
It's just...
Really hard, I know. That was a really long ass fight. Had him freaking paralyzed.
That's not good. Gen 1 paralysis doesn't raise catcher rate.
No. It sure made it hard for it to use its moves.
Yeah. Which gen did they fix that bug?
I don't know. What I do know is I did it the hard way and eventually caught him, and then I freaking was like, wait a minute, didn't I have that one ball?
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah, but you're talking to a guy who freaking made a video about how to get potential unleashed in Xenoverse 2 Lite. I don't mind doing things the hard way just to prove it can be done. That was before I was like that.
Just like when I caught a Deoxys at full health with a Pokeball.
That's okay, freaking like a hoe and heart gold. I ran out of freaking Ultra Balls. I did try a quick ball at first, like I'm supposed to. Even use the freaking timer balls, whatever it takes for catching Pokemon after so long.
The time is 30 turns. The max thing, I believe.
Yeah, that failed.
Did you put it to sleep?
Yep. But you know what ball caught the damn thing?
What?
A fucking great ball.
Yeah, that's funny, because in Gen 1, Great Balls are better than Ultra Balls with some Pokemon.
No, but this was in fucking heart gold.
No, that's just why I found it funny. Because in Gen 1, Ultra Balls were better for some, but because of how the statistic is calculated, some Pokemon are actually easier to catch with a... Wait, Reborn, your Twitch... Your browser updated and logged you off Twitch. Not only that, Twitch never sent me verification codes till they expired. That sucks.
It's like, verify this. Okay, please send me the goddamn thing.
The code is expired. Did you try verifying?
Yeah, if they make you do two-step, they should at least let you do Google Authenticate.
Okay, well, let's try and beat the Elite Four. Lorelei.
But, yeah, freaking did all that work to catch a Ho-Oh, and I was like, you motherfucker, I spent all that time trying to catch you, you're on my team.
Oh, it's a Dugong. Dugong. Pikachu sets up light screen. Yeah, that's just a good idea.
Lily, you probably hate my Heart Gold team because I have 2 legendaries on it.
Nah. I don't care if you have a whole team of legendaries. I just don't use more than the cover one. I don't hate people who use legendaries. It's just my personal choice.
Well, I had both Ho and Mewtwo on the team.
That's cool. Like, I've had a team of legendaries. I just never did it again because I found it Dull.
Well, those were the only two I had on my team. And freaking still had difficulties facing Red. After all my training and stuff, it was a miracle when I finally did beat him.
Red isn't that hard if you have counters. If you go in blind against Red, you're dead. It's always why the first battle against Red is just unbelievably unfair. If you don't know what's coming. Pikachu uses Thunder! Slow, bro. Slow, bro.
Yeah, didn't you ever think it was weird how Slow Bro had a Mega Evolution, not Slow King?
I should have had both. Well, I understand why they picked Slowbro, because Slowbro was the first one. It was the first. But I think they should have had both, like, you know how Charizard has two?
Yeah. Now, to be honest, I actually like Mega Mewtwo X over Y.
Y is just more... Seems...
Like, specialized in the in its special attacks.
It fits Mewtwo more. Not design-wise, but what it boosts. Because it makes sense that Mewtwo would just be an ungodly special attacker, because that's what it was in Gen 1.
I liked X because it gave you options. And when it came to having frickin' HMs, that was the one I usually had to fight whatever fighting HM move I needed at the time.
Psychic. Oh, that did a whole lot of nothing. Use the magic hand! Uh-oh.
What's
Blizzard.
Oh god. Back in Gen 1, that was overpowered when it actually did hit.
Pikachu uses seizure procedure.
I don't know why, but in Gen 1, Blizzard was kind of overpowered.
Yeah, well, it had 90, it had higher accuracy. It used to have higher accuracy than the other moves of its power, but then they put it in line with the others in later gens. Also, Blizzard and Snow and Hail, you are screwed. It will hit every single time. Just like Thunder and Rain. You know what got me? In Hail, sheer cold's accuracy isn't raised. Shouldn't it technically be raised? I mean, it'd make frickin' sense.
Doesn't mean they're gonna actually do it.
Yeah, because if you had a one-hit KO move with more than 50% accuracy, it just becomes stupid. Hey, Bruno. You're still a jerk.
We don't talk about copyright. Sorry, my brain. Ah, shit.
Do you remember, speaking of the anime Kaiba, how big is Bruno's Onyx?
It's fucking huge.
It's like 5 times regular than Bruno.
Pokemon.
Yeah, because
It's bigger than Brock's Onyx.
it's like 5 times bigger than Brock's Onyx. What the fuck? Oh,
Yeah, that was back when they had the misconception because the Pokemon was bigger, it was stronger.
Well, actually, it just means that his was probably ancient as fuck. Which means it probably because Onyx get bigger as they age.
Yeah.
So his would be stronger anyway, just because that means it's old. To be honest, I think Bruno would probably have the strongest Onyx in the whole world. No, I said Onyx, not Steelix. But that's just me. Bubble Beam! Hitmonlee! Poor Hitmonchan. It was a terrible Pokemon until Gen 4. Gen 4 made Hitmonchan good. Because it gave it the Iron Fist ability, and it could finally use the Elemental Punches. Without them being absolutely terrible. Machamp! Listen! Second Elite Four member. Question is, let's use strength because we need to weaken him a little more. Come on. You know you can get him a champ in Pokemon Yellow. Try this trainer in the game. You can trade a Cubone 2 for a Machoke, but when it's sent to you, it evolves. So if you don't have a link cable, you could actually get one of the trade evolutions. Isn't that cool?
Yep.
In Gen 4, I had all one of my first play. It wasn't my first playthrough for Pearl, but one of my first ones. My team was nothing but trade evolutions to end the starter.
As long as you had the badges, you could control the Pokemon.
Well, they're all my Pokemon. It's just I traded them. Because because how it works is if you're the original trainer, they obey you. So even if I traded them and traded them back, since the OT ID is my characters, they'd obey you.
I know how that works, dude.
Gengar. Oh god, it's a Gengar. And we're gonna use Meditate for one reason. Badge Boost Glitch! So each time I use a stat raising move, all my stats get raised by the proportion that badges actually raise them when you first get them. So if I use this a few times... I think that's enough. I don't want to be confused. Crap, I forgot full heals don't cure confusion in Gen 1, do they? Psychic! Now, So, in Gen 1, if you use a stat raising move, that stat goes up by where the move says it does. But you also get something called the Badge Boost Glitch, which raises the stats by the proportion that, I think it's 12.5% for each stat raise. So I just raised all my stats that badges raise along with my attack. And the effect lasts until I level up, or the battle is over.
Are you confused about confusion?
Now there is one thing that will get rid of it. Haze. Psychic! If you have a Psychic Pokemon, Agatha is a fucking joke. If you don't have a Psychic Pokemon, Agatha is evil.
Yep.
Or if you have a ground Pokemon, if you have something like a Sandslash, you know, a fast ground Pokemon, she can be easy as well. Uh-oh. No! No, no, no! Come. Hey! Wait, Kaiba, I've been confused the whole battle and I haven't hit myself once. You're gonna blame my luck, aren't you?
Yeah. You eventually need to get surgery to have that 4-leaf clover removed from your ass.
Oh, look. 7 attacks and I finally hit myself in confusion. Psychic! Mr. Mime! Ganga. Why'd you... I'm not even asleep! Gen 1 AI, everybody. Buddy, if you used Nightshade, I would have fainted, but okay. Nope. Mr. Mime's down. Ninetales. Dig. You don't... Abilities don't exist in Gen 1, so bye. Well, that battle was annoying. Now we're up to Lance. Okay, we're gonna heal.
Come on, goats, give me the thing I need.
Goats say no.
Well, I should be able to beat Lance. You know, Lance, one Pokemon I'd probably be afraid of.
Which is?
He's freaking Dragonite!
Get a noun.
Which is why I have Ice Beam and Blizzard.
Yeah, that one you always... The reason why you always had to have one Pokemon with ice moves.
Thunder! What's Thunder do to Gyarados?
Surprise them. Yeah, this was before they freaking did the double weakness.
Just Ice Beam him. That is the plan. Cloyster! You're all going to die. Paige, look at your favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, Cloister.
Because the name...
Let's just say whoever designed Cloister is a fucking pervert.
Oh yeah, that. How it looks like a female genitalia.
Yeah.
Dragon. Next is Aerodactyl, which is the Pokemon I'm afraid of the most. Other than Dragonite.
Didn't you just say Dragonite, though?
Aerodactyl's annoyance is its Hyper Beam. It has a stupid attack stat and speed, but the reason I gave Ice Beam to Cloyster is that if Aerodactyl tried to Hyper Beam it, what is Cloyster's defense stat?
You're right.
Hyper Beam's just gonna go, pfft. Not gonna... You do nothing! Thunder Mist. If that hit, I would be dead. Yeah, there are double weaknesses in Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium fixed a lot of issues with Gen 1. For instance, Focus Energy works in it. Level 62. We win! And now we're going to use a lot of elixirs. We're going to fully heal my team before we fight my rival, and we're going to use all the elixirs that I can use. Revive. Why am I... God damn, my brain is... I thought my team was dead for a second. Let's see. His first Pokemon is always a Sand Slash. Max Ether. Just Thunder. There we go. Time to shine, Green. If you remember, everyone, this team was chosen by my chat. You remember that, right? Paige, you picked Nidoqueen. Kaiba, do you think that's actually pretty cool that I got the chat to pick the team other than Pikachu over the course of the game?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Alucard, which one did you pick? Because you did pick one. Look at the team and see. Remember, that's a Mr. Mime, so which one did you pick out of them?
I think was either Ninetales or Pidgeot.
Ninetales was Spitfire, you were Pidgeot.
Okay then.
Cloyster was Hesiod.
Of course it was.
Of course.
Of course it was! There's no questioning it, it's just of course. And Mr. Mime was chosen by, what's his name? Crap. Can't remember the name off the top of my head.
I know I had no involvement in this because I don't believe in influencing people's teams.
I just thought it would just be a fun little thing. Because I've done yellow a lot of times, I thought it would be fun. It was my plan since the beginning of the stream. Thought it would be one fun way to mix up the run without doing, you know, a challenge run. Yep, Green's original name in Japan is Blue, and Blue's original name in Japan is Green.
Yep.
Thank you. Localization. Kazam, excuse me. Executor. Fly, bird, fly.
One of the first things I did on my Pokemon Ultra Sun was, as soon as I got a Leaf Stone, I evolved my one Execute they had from the Johto Safari Zone.
I
I
love
got
her.
a low-end Executor in a frickin' that's from Johto.
I think I like about Heart Gold is it added a lot of the cut content like Mewtwo's Cave, the Safari Zone, and a bunch of other crap. And it added the Battle Frontier that was in Crystal. But instead of just being the tower, they added all the stuff from Sinnoh. I love how your rival's party is determined by how crap you are at the game. In this version. So if you suck, so if you lose to him the first time and don't do the second battle, it's a Vaporeon. You win both, Jolteon. If you lose one, if you win the first one and skip the second one, it's Flareon. Thunder!
Down under.
Close to, I gave Paige, I gave the close to the Thunder down under. Eeny, meeny, miny, Nidoqueen. Earthquake. And look, no confusion. You hate me, don't you?
Not enough to kill you yet.
The keyword being yet. Bubble beam. And Jolteon. I have my entire team, so even though in Pokemon Stadium they're a pain. Yeah, Vaporeon is hard in Pokemon Stadium, but in this, because how the teams work, that means instead of a Jolteon, he has a Magneton. And Magneton in Gen 1 is terrible because nearly every other electric Pokemon is better than Magneton, but not just that, you don't have the dual type advantage.
There wasn't even a steel type yet.
Yep. It's why they gave Magneton the steel type, because it gave it something to do other than be 4th best electric Pokemon in Kanto.
Not just that, it kind of made sense because it's metal.
Yep. And it's a one-hit wonder, like nearly every song in the 80s. I'm not wrong. Now, I think we'll go catch Mewtwo. Later, also on Pokemon XD, which I'm playing after this, I'm going to put a poll up on my Twitter, everybody. Which is, what do I evolve Eevee into? Out of the 5 options. The option that wins, I'll use. Also, speaking of polls, the Paper Mario Anniversary Edition won, so after I do Desert Bus, I will be doing that one. Congratulations! You entered the Hall of Fame! Do you know that my favorite thing about Pokemon Origins?
What?
The team that Red uses when he beats Blue at the Elite Four is the team that the creator of Pokemon used in his first playthrough. That's cool! I thought you'd like to know that fact, because it's just how cool it is. Yeah, the Paul Untied Anniversary Edition one. So I've only ever played for that once, and that was when it came out. But I'll be playing for it again because I need to do every mod. I'll be playing for Desert Bus in 2 days. The trip back.
Billy, when you said on my stream that Digimon Survive was sold out, which versions were?
All consoles.
The Switch and the Switch and PlayStation.
Yeah, I couldn't. You type it in, they're not anywhere. They're all sold out. At EB Games.
Apparently, Survive is getting review bombed. Some reasons I can see why it's getting review bombed. Apparently, the Switch version is poorly optimized, and for some reason didn't come with the Gilmon code.
So basically, they need an update for that. But they'll probably, do an optimization update if it's that bad. Glad I ordered the PS4 version then.
And a freezing bug on the PC version, making the game unplayable.
They're gonna need to roll out patches. Well, that's why when I get a Digimon game, I usually go with, actually any anime game in general, I go with the PlayStation version, even though there might be some censorship. The PlayStation version is usually the most optimized and stable because it's the bigger player base for anime games. Okay, screw this. We're fast
I
forward.
can also see where they're coming from with translation, because
They didn't have Digivolve.
I'm watching. I have, Digivolve, as I mentioned, and I have seen a couple typos where there shouldn't have been any.
It seems like the people that translated English might not be their first language.
It seems like.
Okay, well, let's go catch Mewtwo. And then I think we're done. Do 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 do.
So again, those reasons I can see
Yeah, I got
why
room in
for
this
bad
box.
reviews.
But
It's
I think it's a
being a visual novel based and the regional pricing. That's they said multiple times that it was going to be more story than gameplay, meaning yeah, visual novel.
I thought it was gonna be more on the. Well,
And the regional pricing, that's on the stores, not Bandai.
it depends on the region, because Bandai does set minimum price levels for their products. For regions.
Like they at least want to get a profit out of it, so.
I think in Australia, Bandai said the game has to be sold for at least 60 Australian.
I'm pretty sure mine was 70?
I'm gonna mute this so I can just fast forward through this cave of doom. Do 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 do. Everyone hates this cave.
I get it. Actually, these repels in that cave.
I don't use repels.
No, you don't.
Mainly because I'm not high enough level. Because remember, you have to be higher level in the Pokemon to repel them. Since I'm only 53, that's not gonna do jack.
Feels like you missed out on some training.
No, I've beaten every trainer in the game. This was just Gen 1. Super grindy. But if you know what you're doing, you don't need to train. Gen 1, if you know what you're doing, you can beat all the trainers and not grind. Just most new players aren't gonna do that. Because Gen 1 isn't hard, it's just grindy. Because it's old school RPG. It's a Rhyhorn. I hear a cat. Tang, like a tang, tang. And here we are, however, the last thing we have to do. Mewtwo. A wild Mewtwo appears, level 70. Will we battle it? No.
That's why we has the Master Ball, right?
Cheese Ball, go! Imagine if Red had Mewtwo.
No.
What do you mean, no? You know the only way you can beat it then is if you use Toxic and Leech Seed, right? Easily. And away we go! We're gonna heal. And we're gonna go back to Pallet Town, save, and I think that's the playthrough over. So that ends Pokemon Yellow. Thank you for coming, everybody. I'm going to be ending the stream in a second. I'm just thinking of who to raid. Is any of my friends live? Oh, yes, there is a friend who is live. And I think Reborn knows who I'm talking about. Are we ready, everybody? Yep.
I'm never ready.
We're gonna raid Gamer for Fun. Let's go. See everybody.